Chapter 2. Can you believe how much money we earned yesterday? George asked Alex as the boys walked home with Chris after school the next day. I made a list of the things I want to buy, Alex said. It was 2 pages long. Too bad you were busy, George told Chris. You could have been rich too. Chris struggled. I got a lot of drawing done. I think this may be the best Toiletman comic I've ever done. Just then, Juliana came running to catch up with the boys. I'm sorry my dad wouldn't hire you, she said. He always makes me and my sister do the shoveling. It's okay, George said. Pretty much everyone else in the town hired us. Yeah, we're rich, Alex added happily. Ha, 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 ha. You literally interrupted you guys. Rich? We made a lot of money yesterday, more than you did. That's the point, Yuli said. When you're rich, you can pay other people to do your work. That's why my dad paid you to shovel our work while we stayed inside. That's right, said Louie's friend Max. Louie's always right, Louie's other pal Mike added. George hated when Louie bragged how rich his family was. So he basically hated Louie all the time because that's all Louie ever talked about. There was nothing worse than hearing Louie talk about money. Oh, Georgie. Okay, maybe hearing Sag call him Georgie was worse. George turned around. Sure enough, there was Sag. Sage. She was doing the weird eyelash padding thing she did whenever she saw George. So George did the eyeball rolling thing he did every time Sage called him Georgie. What do you want? He asked her. I want to predict our future, Sage replied with a fortune teller. Go. What do you mean, our future? George asked her. Sage pulled a piece of folded paper around her out of her jacket pocket. My cousin made this fortune teller for me, she told the other kid. She never lies. You're going to tell the future with some wrinkled up paper? George asked. Sage stuck her fingers into the pocket, and she had folded to the paper. First, I will tell the fortune teller my favorite color. Blue. Sage opened and closed the paper fortune teller 4 times as she spelled the word. Now I'll pick my favorite place. Beach. B-E-A-C-H. She opened and closed the paper fortune teller 5 times as she spelled. What does that have to do with the future? Juliana asked her. Watch, Sage said. Now I can count on out my favorite number. And then when I stop, I lift the flap. That would give me the first empty in it any tall initial of my special guy. George groaned. My favorite number is 5, Sage continued. She opened and closed the paper fortune teller. 1, 2, 3. George really hoped that thing didn't open up on the letter G. 5. Sage finished. She smiled at George. Are you ready to hear out our future? My special guy's name begins with what? What's it say? George asked her. M. Sage shook her head. That can't be right. M. Juliana thought out loud. That could be Max or Mike. Max and Mike stared at each other nervously. George didn't care which one of them it was. He was just glad it wasn't him. Do you want to stop for a snack? Alex asked Chris and George a few minutes later as they turned the corner onto the main street. I don't have any money for a snack. I spent every penny I had on drawing supplies, but my mom baked cookies yesterday. So if you want, before Chris could finish his sentence, Max and Mike came running from behind. They raced out George and his friends and zoomed down the block. Hey, Louie, wait for me. Max cried out, and Mike added, those guys can't be without Louis for a second, Alex said. But I never saw them run that fast, so catch up to him before, Chris added. Just then, Sage's voice rang out. Maxie, Mikey, what are you doing? George laughed. That would explain. What? Where are you going? George laughed. That explained why Louis' pals were running so fast. They weren't running to Louis. They were running away from Sage. Look at them go, George laughed. They're practically flying. Wow! Whoops! George watched as Max really flew right into the air after slipping on the ice and crashed right into Louis, knocking him on a snow pile. What the? Louis shouted as he fell face first onto the snow. Louis laughed, and George laughed so hard he snorted. This is better than TV, he said. No kidding, Chris agreed. Alex turned around. It's about to get even better, he said. George turned around just in time to see Sage running in his direction. Oh, brother, he groaned. But this time, Sage ran right past George and over to Max and Mike. There you are, Maxie and Mikey. Thanks for waiting me. We weren't waiting. No way, Max added. Sage pretended she didn't hear that. Where are we going for snacks? She asked. I'm going for pizza, Louis replied, pointing at Mr. Tarantella's Pizza Palace. I'm having pizza too, Max said. I always have my after-school snack with Louis. Oh, so do I, Mike insisted. Pizza it is, Sage said. Let's go, guys, George went. It was great the way Sage has just completely ignored him. So do you guys want to come over for those cookies? Chris asked Alex and George. They are really the good kind with sprinkles. George shook his head. I'm going to watch Mike and Max deal with Sage. It's going to be hilarious. Pizza is then. I can't. I told you I'm getting out of money. All right. Well, don't worry about that. Chris started to smile. We'll call you after and tell you what happened to Sage, Max, and Mike, George continued. I promise. Chris stopped smiling. Yeah, Chris, Alex added. We'll give you every detail. Oh, okay. Chris looked down and kicked sadly at the ground. I guess I'll see you guys later, then he muttered quietly. Then he began walking home all by himself. George turned to Alex. Come on, he said. We gotta hurry. We don't want to miss a minute of this.